FBA's foundational Black Americans versus the Tethers. Who's tripping? Is it the FBA's or is it the Tethers? Or maybe everybody's not tripping. Maybe they're all, doing the right thing. FBA's foundational Black Americans is a lineage. There's no leader, like Tariq Nasheed would say, but I get most of my information from Tariq Nasheed regarding this matter and their fight for reparation, which they feel that they deserve, and other Black immigrants group should not be a part of. If you can't trace your lineage back to the 1800s on either side of your family, either your mom or your dad, then you're not an FBA. I totally agree with Tariq Nasheed and FBAs as far as them deserving reparation, and I totally agree that other Black immigrants that come from Africa or African countries in the Caribbean should not be involved or should not get reparations when they do. I agree with Tariq Nasheed when he says that if they want reparation, they should deal with France or whoever enslaved their people in their country. That their reparation has to do with the United States because the United States enslaved their people. That makes total sense. I don't see the issue there, even though there's people that call in to his live show and they a lot of them go against that. I think that's just terrible that people aren't supporting this fight for reparations for Black Americans. I wanted to make this video to make that clear that there are people like myself that is not FBA out here supporting FBA's getting the reparations, and that just agrees with what they're doing, delineating from other groups because they have their own culture. They're different. They're not like just African Americans, It's like that's such a broad term. I love that now they refer to themselves as foundational Black Americans. Yeah, I just love everything they're doing. I agree with everything, even though I have a different culture, of course. I love my culture, I support my culture, but I can still support what they got going on, and I can let them know that there are people like myself out here that's all in for them getting reparation, and who's not a tether, and they know what I'm talking about. So, and I get it, Tariq Nasheed doesn't call everyone a tether that is not FBA, but there are tethers out there. I do agree with that also. People that's trying to undermine them and everything they have going on. People that claim to be Black when it's convenient, that when they're in the room with other people and there aren't any Black American in the room, they usually do some weird shit. I've seen it personally. I've seen that myself. So I agree with them when they try and call out people for being tethers. A lot of like Black immigrants that think that that they're low key better. That they work harder, and I don't think it's true. I think you can't generalize an entire lineage. A lot of Black immigrants do have this disdain towards Black Americans. I think that's bullshit. So again, that's why I'm making this video, because I love what Tariq Nasheed does. I would love to meet him one day. I love his work. Um, I don't have to agree with everything, but I do want to make that clear that I agree that FBAs should get reparations and they should continue to delineate and call people out that are tethers, and also continue to fight for whatever that they want, and not feel bad for doing it, because again, there are people like myself that is not an FBA that will support them in whatever they choose to do, as long as it's positive, of course. Y'all let me know if Tariq is tripping, if FBAs are being divisive, or if you agree that they deserve reparation and should continue to do everything that they're doing now.